What is up, guys, and welcome back to an episode of the F123 Mobile Racing Career Mode. We're here for episode number 54 today, and for the Canadian Grand Prix here with Red Bull. If you guys did miss the previous episode, definitely be sure to go check that out before you see this one here. And as you can see here, it is a rainy qualifying then for the Canadian Grand Prix here as we make our way through the final set of corners here. Of course, we're not going to do the normal thing. We're just going to skip qualifying here and go straight to the grid then for the race here. And it's actually going to be a wet race as well. As we go to the grid then, it's going to be, well, Verstappen, our teammate, is on pole position here, and as we make our way through the grid, and it's actually going to be, well, quite an interesting grid here as we speak here, as we make our way to the starting line with Russell there in P13, some of the weirdest guys here off the grid as we go to 5 red lights then, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go then for the Canadian Grand Prix in very, very wet conditions here. It's actually snowing here. This was still recorded during the snow update, I guess you could call it. As we make our way down towards turn number 1 here, very, very nicely. Now we're up into P15 here, making our way past Logan Sargent, the American, the coveted American, of course, up into P14 then with Stroll there, P13 here, trying to easily make our way through, but it's not really working too well for us as we make our way up into the first set of corners, or not the first set of corners. The first sector is now done. We're into P11. Very, very nice work. And now we can focus on heading forward here. And I was saying it was a mixed-up grid because we had Sainz, Piastri, and Russell down there. I don't know exactly what the heck was going on there, but, well, we're not going to complain here. As we make our way through the set of corners here, Russell is right behind us as we speak. We tried to overtake Hulkenberg there, but for some reason, it just did not work at all. As we make our way into the hairpin, this is a great place to overtake. We're going to send it up the inside here of Gasly and Hulkenberg, with Norris just ahead of us here. And I guess the reason why I want to make this important is because, well, obviously, as you can see in the bottom left, there's no ERS. We don't have access to ERS at this point. So we're going to have to find a way to make sure we can storm our way up through the field here cleanly, specifically, because if we don't do this cleanly, well, there's going to be no points. We do run into a little bit in the back of Norris here. He gives us a space actually on the outside of the chicane here. It's going to be a drag race to the first set of corners here as we make our way onto lap 2. Then can we get past Bottas here as well? We're actually going to do so successfully. That was a very risky move, but we managed to pull it off successfully here as Magnussen's just ahead of us here. He's in P6. This should be quite an easy overtake. Heading our way into the chicane. Yes, up the inside, us up into P6 then as we make a bit of contact with the outside wall, but we keep it clean regardless. As we make our way onto sector number 2 then, let's see what happens here. To get a Galore penalty, it's actually kind of hard to see where the heck the curves are. The snow is actually covering the curves quite annoyingly, so let's see if we can keep going. And I like to take a shot every time I say let's see, because I just thought about that and I've said let's see probably about a billion times. So anyone who's currently watching, I do apologize for that, but let's just keep going here. We actually only got 1.5 laps to go here. Verstappen's still leading the Grand Prix. We're only 2.5 seconds behind as we speak. As you can see up ahead, Ocon is getting overtaken there by one of the Ferraris. I think that's Leclerc there. Yeah, it is Leclerc. And the two are squabbling as they make their way down the back straight here. We're actually behind watching this very, very nicely here as we make our way on towards the final chicane here. If these guys are going to go side by side, we're going to have a bit of a problem here as it looks like Leclerc just about gets the move. Nope, he actually is stuck here. And we're going to get stuck in a mobile chicane here. Leclerc almost goes into the wall there, but we managed to pull it off here. That's P5 for us as we speak here as we make our way onto the final lap then of the Canadian Grand Prix, up the inside of the Frenchman, and that's just up into P4 nice. And we got Alonso, and I think that's Hamilton there in second. Verstappen's still in first there, and he is miles ahead, so I don't think we're going to be able to overtake the Dutchman before we to win this Grand Prix here, which is unfortunately quite annoying because we had some decent momentum in the first couple laps. But we're into this left-hand, going to set it up the inside of Hamilton and Alonso. That was a bit of a risky move. I was only planning on overtaking Alonso, but Hamilton was so slow in that braking zone that just managed to pull it off there as we make our way towards the next set of corners. Looking very nicely so far here as Verstappen is still in the lead, and at this point it's probably best just to come home with the 1-2. Don't worry too much about the pursuing the victory here, but Verstappen's right there. We can see him. If there's only just such a crap power unit at the moment, 52%, we could be okay. But Hamilton is 1.5 seconds behind, and I think it's best we just hold on into this second place. It would be another 1-2 for the Red Bull team, which is very nice. The last 1-2 we had was, of course, at Imola, where we took a dramatic victory here at that race. But anyways, into the final corner, we screwed it up massively here, so that Hamilton to get past it. We're looking over to see where he is. We're going to block the inside here, but there's a Williams in the way. The Williams gets away in the way, and, well, across the line, that is P4. We were P2 at that point, and that Williams, I don't know who was behind us, but Alonso and Hamilton take away, and I think that was Sargent in last place. What have I just seen?